players and Old Blues gathered for the match between Oxford and Cambridge.
It's a try, surely the wind is down.
After the interval, Oxford had the advantage.
The Dark Blues have been widely tipped as easy winners. It certainly didn't work out that way.
What a try! That was one of the greatest we've seen in a varsity match for years.
A very good morning and welcome to the 30th Women's Varsity Match and the second to be played at Twickenham, where Cambridge will be looking to hold on to their crown after they thumped their dark blue rivals 52-0 this time last year. There are the two teams waiting to come out. Cambridge there on your right, wearing their traditional light blue and white hoops, whilst on the left there you can see Oxford ready to go. Well, of course, Oxford is still led by their former England World Cup winning coach, Gary Street. They've suffered some big injuries, we have to say, in the build-up to this clash, but have continued to rebuild this season, enjoying more league success than their rivals so far in 2016. Whilst at the front there for Cambridge, they're now captained by fullback Alice Middleton, the Lucy Cavendish medical student. She scored a record 27 points in the fixture last season, including a hat-trick of tries. Well, a very warm reception, we have to say, on what's a very warm December day in southwest London, as both teams line up as we now await for God Save the Queen for the crown.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please now stand for the national anthem, which will be led by Rob Stephen, formerly of King's College, Cambridge, and Blonid McCullough, alumnus of St John's College, Oxford.
God save our gracious Queen, long live our noble Queen, God save the Queen. Send her victorious, happy and glorious, long to reign over us. God save the Queen.
Well, both teams will just take a moment now to gather themselves as they prepare for this 30th Women's Varsity. So let's take a look at the two sides, starting off with Oxford, who actually make 4 changes to the squad that lost 22-0 to Cambridge in their league clash last month. Captain Catherine Wilcock wins her 3rd blue at fly half, with Helly Copley and Princess Ashley Loken pairing up in the centres. A couple of changes also in the forwards, with Hester Odgers and Caitlin McArdle, who come into the second row. Meanwhile, Jack Baird's Cambridge side, there are 10 returning Blues, and they've been forcing some late changes after scrum half Lydia Thorne had to withdraw this morning. That means Molly Byrne has stepped into the 9 shirt. Also means that last year's winning varsity captain, Nikki Wetman, she'll wear 6, and Gabriella Johansson from Sweden is promoted from the bench to start in the second row.
Okay, we're just waiting.
On the replacements bench, Oxford include prop Katerina Materi-Gregory from Brazil, whilst the international front row theme continues with American Katerina Sanchez-Schilling lining up for Cambridge.
You ready? Okay, make sure please all your players are behind.
Claire Hodnett is your referee for this fixture.
Thank you. Time on!
Oxford get us underway through their captain, Catherine Wilcock. And Cambridge receive. And the big hits start flying in nice and early.
6 blue roll. Advantage.
As they're keeping a close eye at the moment on the Cambridge scrum half, Molly Byrne, who was originally meant to start in the back row wearing 6. But she has
Number 6 blue roll.
been promoted, should we say, to start at 9. She has played there before. Alongside us, joining us here in the commentary position,
6
is
blue.
former Oxford Blues, Sue Day, and a big change there for Cambridge very early.
Promotion, as you say, from the forwards to the backs.
I should be careful, shouldn't I?
It's a huge challenge to have to make a change that late on, and gutting, of course, for Thorne to miss the chance to run out at Twickenham. But this start, Jennifer Smith smashes. What a way to set the tone at the start of the game.
Now, you might notice there, it's 12 who's throwing in there for Cambridge. That was always the plan, we were told, by the Cambridge coach, Jack Baird, that it would be Jess Charlton that would throw in. She actually played hooker in this fixture last season. She's very good at it, so do expect a little bit of chopping and changing from Cambridge in that respect. But at the moment, it's all about Oxford. Bit of a push back there, unable to connect there between Helly Copley and Princess Ashilokan. Just in case anyone's curious, there's Princess on your screen there. She's not a princess, I did check.
Just a beautiful name.
Just a great name.
Number 12 throwing in reminds me of the great French player Nathalie Amiad. She used to throw in for France, the centre, then run round and make a big impact in the centres from the line out. But a great chance for Cambridge here to attack off the first scrummage, isn't it?
Ball comes in by Byrne, and it's a big shove coming from Oxford, but ball does come away cleanly in the end. Down the Cambridge line. Expect to see a lot of Alice Middleton coming away from that fullback position to take that crashing ball. She's so influential.
Tackle only.
Nunez Mulder. Byrne. Marks. Popped off ball again. Marks keen to get involved.
8 move, please.
A lot of work there for the fly half. Not happy to sit back and watch others do the work for her. Weckman. Puts herself in all kinds of funny body position there. That's loose, so Oxford, they get their opportunity finally. Running rugby coming now from Carly Bliss, manages to find Copley again. Bunting.
Rock! Hold it. Stay 10.
Metcalf Jones.
Tacklers move. Ball's available.
You can always spot Carly Bliss. She always has a big headband wrapped around her. Van Heeren, who's the South African contingent there for Oxford. Copley desperate to get that ball away. Ashilokan manages to find Trot out to this near side wing. Rose there, quickly put into touch there by the youngest member of the Cambridge squad. What a tackle there by Mary Coleman.
Yeah, well watched by Mary Coleman. You can see though what Oxford are trying to do. There's a lot of space out wide. Cambridge defence really quite bunched up. Oxford trying to move it into the open spaces and just get the ball into the hands of the wide players, but brilliant tackle into touch.
Only 18 years old, Mary Coleman, and making her presence well known on the field. Nothing between these two yet. Not even 5 minutes played yet, but no one really made any intrepid moves yet into either's 22.
No hands!
Then manages to find Marks. Charlton. Wonderful stuff by Oxford to win that ball back. They come on the counter now. Wonderful work by the forwards. It's now Withers who takes it forward. Bliss manages to find more support. Again, it comes in this time. Van Heeren out to the near side wing through Rose. Metcalf Jones.
Okay. Stay 4.
Wilcock can find support through Robinson. Great rucking again, this time from Cambridge. Everyone's at it, and this time it's Cambridge off again through Coleman.
Push right! Push right! Hold!
Great physicality from both sides very early here. Elgar. Keep an eye on the Cambridge loose head prop Elgar, because she's got a boot on her as well. She's not afraid to kick it if she needs to.
Play on!
Pierce.
She's not in the way, play it.
Very clear instructions there by referee Claire Hodnett. She's not going to mess around at all this afternoon. Big push back, and Weckman lost a good couple of metres.
Ball's gone back. Tackle only.
Strong defence by both sides here. Neither giving anything away.
Maul!
Clear instruction there by referee Claire Hodnett. She said it was a
Twickenham
maul,
by
and
one,
straight away
scrum blue.
that will be an Oxford scrum.
A lot of effort going in from both packs at the moment, isn't there? Oxford and Cambridge, some big hits going in, partly because they're making it a little bit easy for each other, these two teams. There's a lot of space out wide. They're not quite moving the ball into space. I think because both teams really want to assert themselves up front. But goodness me, some big hits going in, a lot of work in that breakdown and maul area. Look at that one. It's the leg drive there from Van Heerden that makes the difference.
And you will see a big contest there. As we said, Nikki Weckman, who's playing 6 for Cambridge, she did captain the side last year. And that was when Cambridge came away 52-0 winners. But at the moment, it's Sophie Trott for Oxford down the far side. She gets up again, and that was clear again by referee. Not held, but eventually bundled out into the far side. So an opportunity again. Cambridge seem to be having a lot of running ball, but whenever Oxford get it, they are making the yards and pinning them back.
Yeah, Cambridge are defending quite narrowly, so Oxford making ground every time they move the ball out wide at the moment. Cambridge probably just need to get their heads up from the breakdown area and look and see where the spaces are out wide.
Well, we see a move here from Cambridge. No, they're going to keep it tight in the forwards once again. It's Elgar, her nickname Algie to her teammates. Coleman. Still not keen to ship this ball at all yet, Cambridge. They're going to keep it tight. Nothing risque yet about their play. Mark's had to do a little bit of tidying up there, though, so the fly half coming in. Just a very shallow at times, Marks. There's a knock on, but referee says play on. And certainly that was going backwards by Cambridge, and what a position we have now for Oxford.
Yeah, very, very good pressure from Oxford in defence, not letting Cambridge have any time on the ball. It was the pass in the end, wasn't it, from Molly Byrne that put the ball receiver under pressure, but a brilliant attacking opportunity for Oxford. And that first scrummage was pretty even, wasn't it? So they'll like to think they've got a pretty good attacking platform here.
8 in, please.
Big moment then for Oxford. Remember, they didn't get a point at all here last year.
I need you to make sure you're at a level height with your shoulders above your hips. Just make sure you're level for me, please.
Sophie Trott at fullback for Oxford's prowling back and forth behind the scrummage. There she is now, stood with her hands on her hips, but she's been moving back and forth, trying to fool the Cambridge defence about where she's planning to come into the line.
And she is one of the stars of this Oxford side. And that's a big push from Oxford. He does eventually get to the back, and they switch the direction. They're not going to use Trott's side. Behan now taking it on.
Lost the contest. Rock! No hands.
There's a little hand that went in there from a Cambridge player, but I think she just got away with it.
5 roll.
Still Cambridge ball.
Ball's available. 5.
Big directions coming in from Bliss, who just needs that ball a little bit quicker.
Okay.
Ashley Loken unable to connect there. And that's the end of the flow there by Oxford, and it'll be a Cambridge scrum.
Yeah, small knock-on and a wasted opportunity from Oxford, really. They never found the go forward in the movement off the scrummage. It was always quite sideways. The passes pushing the players wide.
So you can maintain that, please.
And just not hitting the line at pace. So chance for Cambridge to clear.
Ashley Loken there, she is a bit of a YouTube star, actually. It's the spoken word.
Is that right?
Yeah, I was watching it last night. I was very impressed. If anyone wants to check her out.
Crouch. Bind.
Perhaps good for an interview after the game.
Most certainly. Big push again there by Oxford. Cambridge do manage to get their desserts though.
Tackle. Rock! No hands!
It's a long way for Cambridge to go here, and they are continuing to utilise the forward effort. They go round the corner again. It's the Canadian Weckman, who appears to be one of their go-to ball carriers already. We've only 10 minutes on the clock here and no score at Twickenham.
Hold there. It's a good contest.
Marks. And that is just a big maze of players that Marks ran straight into there.
Turnover is good.
She did well, to be fair, not to run into her own player, but that looks like it's been turned over by Oxford. Is this the opportunity? Can they get it out wide quickly? Copley's not passing it yet. It's still Copley going for Oxford. Big hit coming in there by the captain, Middleton. She could have saved something important there. It needs to come away and quickly. Still crawling along the ground there. Big call there that it was held. Needs to be released. Wonderful hard yards being worked there by the forwards. Loose on the ground. Penalty to Cambridge. It was being won there and turned over.
Holding on, Blue. 6 Blue, holding on.
And there you go. Holding on the penalty, and I think Cambridge got out of danger there.
Great work from Cambridge at the break down there to turn it back over. But the feature of this game, Cambridge running it from here. They neglected to clear the ball earlier, which is what gave Oxford that chance. And again, running the ball from deep inside their 22, playing with fire.
It's come forward.
Oh, this is going from side to side. No one can hold on to their own ball at all at the moment. Sue, could a little bit of what we're seeing here just be the fact we're playing at Twickenham, there's nerves out there?
Yeah, and I think it's huge inexperience. One person that isn't inexperienced, though, is Alice Middleton, Cambridge fullback. What a tackle when Copley was descending on the line. Brilliant. But what I think we're seeing, in answer to your question, is a lot of inexperience. What you don't do at Twickenham in the first 15 minutes of the game is try and run the ball from your own 5 metre line. You've got to clear that ball, you've got to get it out, you've got to play the territory.
Oxford ball, they're going down the far side again. Bliss does manage to gather, slightly ran around her own player there, but referee happy there was no obstruction. Popped off ball once again, still going through Bean now.
Release. Thank you, stay there.
Bliss looks up, supporters there. Robinson this time. Bliss again, Wilcock down the line. Copley finds Ashley Loken. She's powerful. Does well to hold on.
Rock. Ball's out.
Copley again. Loops around.
Rock. Onside.
Pearce with good body position to place it back, but again it's slightly slow here for Oxford. They've got numbers on the far side. It's not coming quick enough though, and that was an overlap missed.
Ball has gone forward.
Yeah, they're getting a little bit flat, Oxford. Huge amounts of ball in attack, but they're not getting the ball out into the wide open spaces we were talking about a little bit earlier. When they're turning the ball over, you've really got to move it out into space before the opposition can get themselves set.
There's a familiar face, Gary Street, please, the Oxford women's head coach. He took on the role last year, has continued into this year. And of course, you might know him better for winning a World Cup with England in 2014.
Indeed, he's got 1 or 2 achievements under his belt already, but how he would love a varsity match victory at Twickenham to go with all of those.
Oh, again, a little bit of a tangle there for Cambridge. Both sides have been guilty of that now, just getting in front of each other, but referee happy that, again, no obstructions caused. Play can continue. Johansson, who wasn't expected to start today, the Swede who's wearing 4 there. She was meant to start on the bench, but because of that injury and reshuffle, she has ended up starting today. But the penalty, and we're going to have a shot at goal, and this is significant. As we said, Oxford did not get any points on the board last year, and this will be significant if they can score this. Yeah,
you can completely see why they've taken this decision and aim to get not just points on the board, but the first points on the board in this game. And it's fair to say Oxford have been dominant in the first 15 minutes. Cambridge have been pinned back here for the last 5, so they'll be desperate to come away with a few points here.
this is Catherine Wilcock, the captain, stepping up for this first penalty opportunity for Oxford. She's studying history, and she's at Wadham College. And she's got points on the board for Oxford, who now lead here in the Varsity Match.
Huge cheers from the Oxford crowd. They know it's only 3 points, but it's 3 whole points more than last year. And on top of that, it underlines the fact that Oxford have dominated the last 5 or 10 minutes, which is really meaningful for this Oxford team. They'd have come into this game really nervous about last year's result, really desperate to show that they could get points on the board, and that's exactly what they've done. What can Cambridge do in reply?
Taken on then by Leanne Robinson. Bliss. Will that have just calmed a few of the players out there? You really can't in any way compare the sort of stages that these women normally play on compared to the stage they have been given today. As Alice Middleton can do nothing but watch the ball go out of play there. A little bit of a mistake there from Middleton.
Yeah, very, very unusual from Alice Middleton. She was so impressive in everything she did last year, and of course already has put a huge hit in to stop an Oxford try earlier on. But you can see for Oxford, you can see why they'll choose to use the kicking game. Cambridge so far have said absolutely no way to every opportunity they've had to kick. So if Oxford can kick well, they'll have the chance to pin Cambridge back.
I said it was a mistake. It wasn't, because the touch judges ruled that it wasn't touched there by Middleton. So it's still the Cambridge line out.
That's come forward off a white hand.
Not so lucky with what followed.
And scrum
No, and you're right that therefore Alice Middleton doesn't make very many mistakes. So impressive last year. She really hasn't had the chance yet, has she, to show what she can do out wide, because it was those lines that she cut from deep that made such a difference last year.
I should also say her full title is Dr. Alice Middleton. She is studying medicine, but it's her second degree. She's already a qualified dentist.
I imagine there's a pretty impressive set of qualifications out on the field at the moment.
Yes, I think medically especially, we're all covered here at Twickenham today if anything goes wrong.
Rock!
Oxford with the ball then, who are leading here in this 30th Women's Varsity Clash.
Rock!
Wilcock finds Ashley Loken, who takes a bit of a hospital pass very well, as does Trott. Nice footwork there by Trott. Oh, that would have been lovely if it had gone, but sadly the charge down was good. And Cambridge get the ball. Wetman again. The meters she has made already.
Tackle and move.
I think this is the first attack we've seen from Cambridge just inside of the Oxford half as Charlton goes on.
Rock! No hands too!
Once again, Elgar.
Rock.
She is a veterinary student. Far side now, Withers.
Release on the floor, White. Turnover is good.
Strong stuff there by Oxford, and that keeps on changing round. Lovely box kick there by Bliss. And there is a little mistake. She is human, Alice Middleton, and it'll be a scrum then to Oxford.
That was one of those kicks that you've caught before you've actually taken the time to catch it, and you're looking, got your head up thinking, right, where shall I go with it next? And she just forgot to catch the ball first. So scrummage to Oxford, hands the ball back to Oxford, and Oxford again using that tactic of the kick to pin Cambridge back effectively.
Great box kick there by Carly Bliss. Really strong, straight down the line. It's definitely staying in play. Nice bit of distance on it.
Yeah, and now all she wants is her wingers to chase that perfectly for her. So as it lands, they're smashing into the fullback or whoever it is that catches it.
Copley, Ashley Loken, who was half smashed on her way to getting that pass away. So her fellow centre goes in and does a little bit of a cleaning job for it.
It's a rock.
Again, the rocking between these two sides. It's anyone's ball on each occasion. And we're playing penalty advantage now to Cambridge. Didn't know she could go, but off you go, Nunes Mulder, says the referee, Hodnett.
Number 1 blue, side entry.
So Jennifer Smith just been giving a little bit of a warning there by referee Hodnett, and it's decided they're a little bit far out there for Cambridge, so they're going to run this one on. And Charlton went in quite high there, but she still managed to get that one down.
Tackle only.
Oh, Middleton spinning out of the tackles. In the end, she was brought down there by Pearce.
Thank you, tackle move. Tackle move.
We're keeping close eyes on all the rucking from both sides at the moment. It's been a strength for both. And that one there, spotted straight away by the referee. And means Oxford just get to relieve a little bit of the pressure.
Yeah, both teams, when they're taking the ball into contact, probably aren't quite getting the numbers in that they need to in that nice low body position, and just leaving a little glimmer of hope for the counter-ruck from the opposition. And both teams counter-rucking really impressively, stopping the opposition getting their hands on it.
There's Jack Baird, the Cambridge coach, who led them so successfully last year to that walloping victory, 52-0. He's considered quite a bright prospect in the coaching world as well. He spent some time in the States this summer with the Sevens teams.
Scrum advantage, lost forward.
Cambridge decided to try and keep this alive. Molly Byrne, as we keep saying, was originally meant to play in the back row today, and I think occasionally you can just see little flecks and sparks of where she perhaps normally plays.
It's very difficult. You play rugby on instinct, and if you've been playing back row all season, exactly what you want to do in those rucks is just get in there, and what she really needs to do is keep out and move the ball away quickly.
Charlton. Big blast of the whistle.
12 not releasing, 1 first
and that
man.
was Charlton, and Bliss is not waiting around at all, desperate to keep this moving. Bunting.
11 move! Ruck.
Should of course say that the two sides are actually playing for the Bunting Peggers Trophy, of course, which will be presented at the end of this. If anyone doesn't know, the women's varsity started in 1988 by Oxford's Heather Bunting and Cambridge's Sophia Peggers, both captains of their respective sides, and they play for their trophy now. And back in '88, they had to fundraise to actually get the match started. I understand there was a lager night to raise funds for it, Sue. Does that sound good?
Sounds like the perfect way of fundraising for a rugby match, but doesn't it just show how far the game of rugby and women playing rugby has come, that they've gone from that in 30 years to playing at home rugby, to playing at Twickenham. What a special place to get to play.
Well, on that day in '88, the Cambridge squad weren't even allowed to wear the light blue strip. They had to wear a black and red strip, which was actually found by one of the players' fathers through an individual sponsor, because they didn't want them wearing the normal kit, which is incredible.
Crouch.
It really is incredible. The stories that you hear of the pioneering women who set up their clubs at either at university or at rugby clubs are just phenomenal. And it's, you know, you have to be so thankful to those women that paved the way for all of us.
Big number 8 pick up there by Pratt. Coleman has really made her presence known physically on the field for Cambridge. Big hit coming in there. Millie Rose, 21 years old, just pushing Cambridge backwards. Pratt again, just being reintroduced to the Twickenham grass. Marks. Referee all happy that that's all backwards. Coleman again.
Release tacklers.
Again, the rucking. But referee says no.
Roll away.
It looked like Oxford are getting on top there, but the referee saw an infringement. And Cambridge had got moving quickly.
Pratt has the ball, not keen to go down to the turf again, and manages to get it away to Weckman. She sets up the platform.
It's tackle only. Rock.
And Cambridge do manage to hold on to that one, and it's Byrne again. Charlton managed to get that ball away. Coleman does connect, runs straight into Wilcock. Middleton, she manages to always just shuffle away from that first tackler, and Bunting there on the floor did manage to drag that backwards, but it stayed on the Cambridge side. Weckman again.
Rock! No hands!
Oh, miscommunication there between the Cambridge forwards. And once again, there'll be another opportunity for an Oxford scrum.
Yeah, this is just simple errors, really.
Yeah, just hit your nose.
The moment the ball is being passed back and forth between both teams, between the two 22s, no real scoring opportunities being carved out. But I think both teams, Cambridge especially, need to shore things up around the breakdown, protect the ball at the breakdown so they can build the attacks.
Well, they're just bringing on the water bottles at the moment. There's a little bit of treatment to a couple of players as Gary Street there gets his orders onto the Oxford team. And Sue, we have to say, there are only 3 points in this match so far. We've got a far better contest than we were treated to last year. Oxford really seem to have raised their game.
Yeah, they've closed the gap enormously, haven't they? Last year, Cambridge, first of all, were getting far better ball more quickly out into the backs. And second of all, the combination last year of Anna Wilson alongside Alice Middleton was very, very threatening. This year, Oxford are able to marshal Alice Middleton better because she's the one big threat out there, so it's easier to watch. But it's really been Oxford all the way so far, hasn't it?
And it's interesting because Oxford have actually lost two of their very influential players in the build-up to this, Hannah Gibson and also Anna Bidgood, who would be regular starters for Oxford. They both picked up pretty serious injuries in the build-up to this clash. In particular, Hannah Gibson, she actually injured her ankle very badly in the first meeting of these two sides about 6 weeks ago. She had to undergo a little bit of surgery. And somehow, Oxford, they're still managing to find the players. Look at this run here. It's Sophie Trott. She needs to find a bit of support. Nice step there also by Trott. The 20-year-old there has just run nearly half the length of the field. And they need to back it up. There are numbers on the far side. Cambridge need to look up and see them. Cambridge appealing for the defenders to come round. Oh. Unable to connect with the ball. Somehow Cambridge managed to win it back.
One by blue, one by white. Take the
brilliant
first
break from Sophie Trott. It's this ball that goes behind the back of Ishalukan into Sophie Trott's hands, and then so graceful gliding through the gap. Then she sees that she's about to arrive into the space of Alice Middleton and steps inside. In the end, it's just a small mistake from Oxford that hands the ball back, but half the pitch length made by Sophie Trott there.
Well, she played a touch rugby at school, Trott. She went to the Sheldon School in Wiltshire, originally born in Bath. Now a chemistry student at Wadham College.
Free kick.
Some dancing feet from Cambridge, and it's Middleton. Is this the opportunity that Cambridge needed? She's still going as Trott manages to bring down her opposite number. Good backtracking there by the Oxford fullback. They know what a threat that Middleton can be, and they don't want her running away with it like she did last year. Somehow Oxford have turned over that ball and they relieved the pressure through the boot there of Wilcock. It goes out of play on this near side. A great attack there by Cambridge, but what a return and reply there by Oxford.
The tale of two fullbacks at the moment, isn't it? You knew as soon as Alice Middleton got the ball in a little bit of space that Oxford would be in trouble. Sophie Trott stands her ground, just manages to get the tackle in. And what Oxford did just then is different from Cambridge, is having turned the ball back over, they booted it down the pitch, got it out of the danger area.
Sneaky little line out there coming in from Cambridge as Marks runs into all round her own players to finally meet up with the Oxford defenders. Big warning going there to Jennifer Smith to get her hands off that ball when she's still on her feet.
No hands!
Oxford are going to have to be a little bit careful in that area. Referee is watching it very closely. Marks. Charlton, that did go backwards. And you do just feel that both sides, if they could just give themselves a little bit more space those passes might just connect a little bit better, but they're all very bunched up.
Yeah, both bunched up and a little bit flat. They're both sides, Oxford in particular, need to work harder off the ball to get much deeper so that they can come onto the ball at pace and at good angles. At the moment, far too flat, and so they're just not able to get into good positions to cut lines.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
Interesting to see what Oxford do here off the scrum, because they've
ball is out.
Going to come down straight down the back. I don't think that's quite where the pass was meant to go, but in the end it is Trott. I think they were going to try and exploit an overlap. It does go out to the far side to Bunting now. Needs to pin her ears back, but she's hunted down in the end by three Cambridge defenders. Trott manages to keep that in play.
Number, please, Sarah, which...
Yeah, Cardle couldn't know.
Cambridge were asking for trouble there. The way they were defending off that scrummage, they had one poor winger defending half the whole pitch.
Time off, please.
And even though Oxford didn't get clean ball off the scrummage, they still managed to work the ball into the space out there.
Well, Afi Bunting there took a little bit of a thump as she was eventually tracked down. So there's Bunting.
Brilliant timing of pass from Sophie Trott out to Bunting that gave her the space, and again great follow-up work from Trott at the breakdown.
Well, it was Emily Pratt from Cambridge who brought down Bunting, and it did look quite high at the time. It was Pratt who sort of flew quite high up, because it was three players in the end that dragged Bunting down to the turf. So it's just a matter of seeing if Bunting is okay. I'm not sure if it was her head or her neck. They need to be very careful around this area, as we well know, Sue.
Absolutely. And they'll take their time and make sure that they've made the right decision here.
Are we making a change?
Doesn't seem to be too much movement at the moment on the Oxford bench at the moment, which is a good sign. Normally, as I say that, someone jumps up and looks like they might be about to come on. And it does look like that Afi Bunting, her varsity match is over. She is being escorted off the field. Now, I should say, we don't actually have HIA protocol here, so if she is coming off, it means she will be off.
Oh, which would be tough for Afia Bunting. She's done very, very well up to this point, running into those wide open spaces out wide. Been very, very dangerous.
Well, Bunting is still making her way off the field of play, and it looks like once the fourth official is happy for play to continue, Gemma Robson will come on, but the replacement isn't on yet, so Oxford are running on at the moment with just 14 players as it continues. Surprised they haven't let the replacement come on. Back into the 22. So a bit of a tricky situation Oxford are in here. They're defending with just 14, even though it's their player that's came off. Taken on now by Nunes Mulder.
Three blue, get out of the way.
Pop back ball again. Pratt runs on.
Ball's available.
Coleman. She's going to be dragged out. Well done for keeping that in play. Again from Middleton, keeping the ball alive, and this is wonderful work by the Cambridge backs to keep this ball going.
Ball available.
Again, very tight play here by Cambridge. Not a lot of space to pass the ball along. Somehow Charlton gets to it. Coleman again, she can't hold on to it. Johansson.
Tackle. Sorry.
Making their way down the far side. Been a little bit lateral now from Cambridge for the last minute or so, having made good ground initially. And remember, Oxford still have 14 on the park. They don't have 15. They've not been penalised. They just can't get the player on the field. Coleman again. Suggett.
Three release. Rock.
It's not going to be thrown out. Middleton was there waiting, and she's just hesitant about going in, knowing there's plenty of forwards there to do the work for her. Byrne tries to go on a little sniping run there.
Use it!
Weckman again.
No
Good support
hands.
coming in by Pearce.
Hold it.
Nunez Mulder has to pick up the base, go around the corner. Nice little loop round there by fly half marks.
3 release and move. Ball's available.
We have to say for Cambridge at the moment, it's still going in the right direction.
Counter ruck is good.
Strong stuff by Oxford.
A-wide release.
That
Lost
was
forward, scrum
lovely,
advantage.
but sadly the ball wasn't controlled,
Scrum
and this
advantage
could be
over.
an opportunity. Middleton still going. She gets the ball away, marks again. And we've got another Oxford player down at the moment, so they're now defending with 13. Can Cambridge capitalise on this situation? The ball's been flowing now for a good few minutes, and Oxford are down 2 women.
6 release. It's gone back.
Probert this time. Still going. Coleman just slightly hesitated. That was Emmeline Van Heeren there. Sorry, Elmari Van
Stop,
Heeren
please.
there, who flew
Got a
off.
player down here. You're too close to the
And
action. Time
I think
off.
the referee quite sensibly there is just stopping the action, all getting a little bit tight, and
Yes, please.
I think Oxford will appreciate that.
And that was a phenomenal tackle from Van Heerden there. There was a 2-woman overlap outside. She took the decision
It's going to be
to
a
come
scrum
out the
while you
line,
were
to
in
fly up,
possession.
to make the tackle. In my opinion, pretty much saved what would have been a try from Cambridge, because there was no defence at home
guys,
for
water
Oxford.
off, please.
Poor Afia Bunting having gone off the
Water
pitch,
off.
and for whatever reason, whether the referee started the
back on,
game early, whether
scrum
Oxford
right.
weren't ready with their replacement, Oxford played that whole period of play it out. And brilliant tackle from Van Heerden, brilliant.
Well, we do finally have Gemma Robson on the field, so we're back up to an even numbers now for both sides, 15 aside, as Gemma Robson has come onto the field of play. So here we go. Here's Van Heeren.
It's that decision. It's not, I mean, it's a good tackle, but it's not so much the tackle as the decision to make it in the first place, to run up out of the line, to stop the ball getting to the 2 players outside. It's brilliant.
So Cambridge having made all that ground. They're still pinned back inside of their own half once again. Marks thinks she can see daylight through that Oxford defence. And I have to say, that second player just coming in to shore up at the ruck is helping out Cambridge in a few of these ruck situations. I have to say, it's a real area of strength here for Oxford, and they have the ball again, and they've got another woman down there.
Rock! Release on the floor, Blue.
Bliss looks up. Van Heerden. Big hit going on Caitlin McCardle there.
Turnover is good.
Looks like Cambridge had
It's off
that
her
one,
foot.
and a big cry went up there.
Release, Blue.
And it looks like we've got a Cambridge player down as well now.
No hands, Blue.
Loose on the floor, coming back round the corner again.
No
We've
hands,
got
Blue.
too many
You
players
beat them
on
by
the
the
floor as well. And
Come
we've
off.
got an injury out on the far side that they're going to have to come back for. I think that is Mary Coleman,
okay?
who's gone down, who's just having a bit of treatment there to her knee, and she does look in some discomfort.
Yeah, Oxford had a chance there to move the ball wide, but it was in the breakdown, I think, that the injury came. Some huge hits going in, aren't there?
Somebody's fallen on her in the tackle.
We're just watching the replay now. There was a lot of chopping and changing of the ball there. And it's when she's dragged down just there, you can see the big call.
Captain,
And she's just
please.
trying to make sure she doesn't get the
Captain.
weight on that knee at all. And she's been hugely
fine, thank you very
influential,
much.
you have to say, Mary Coleman. We talked about how young she is, the youngest in the Cambridge side, just 18 years old. She's been completely fearless out there.
Yeah, loads of potential. Some really big hits have gone in, but she does look like she's struggling at the moment, doesn't she? She'd be a big loss for Cambridge if she has to go off.
Well, they're just going to take their time. I can see warming up for Cambridge at the moment. It's Sophie Farrant who is getting ready. If she needs to come on, she will do, the 21-year-old, another veterinary science student. She's from Emmanuel College, just pointing out there. Of course, don't forget that coming up later today, we will be having the men's varsity match at 2:30 p.m. kickoff for that one, the 135th men's varsity. Of course, last year we had plenty of chat, didn't we, Sue, in the build-up to that about Jamie Roberts playing, of course, for Cambridge. Well, they've got another one in. It's going to be Charlie Amesbury, Bristol's Charlie Amesbury, who'll be stepping out for them. And plenty of chat about that in the build-up. But sadly, it looks like this is the end now for Mary Coleman. Olivia Coleman is someone very different, I have to say, Sue. Very different indeed.
I'm sure she could do a very good impression of a rugby player, given how good an actress she is.
If they make a story of Mary Coleman's life, I'm sure Olivia will be there in a shot. But Mary does make her way off the field of play. And she should be very proud of the 35 minutes she did play, because she was very significant.
Yeah, she's had a great game, always disappointing to go off, but great opportunity for Sophie Farron. That feeling coming on off the bench in a varsity match.
So we've had a couple of changes then for both sides, enforced by injury. Byrne finds Weckman.
Gone back off White.
Byrne again. Nice work between Charlton and Marks there. And Marks, though, finds herself in a really tricky body position. She's done very well to get that one away. Nunez Mulder.
It's a tackle.
Weckman always seems to be there as the first receiver for Cambridge. Her workload is incredible. Probert in there, just doing a lot of clearing out there for Cambridge. Often it's the work that you don't always see. It's sometimes the work off the ball where people are working just as hard as those who are on it. Charlton. Big hits coming in there. Again, it's Elmarie Van Heeren. Just a little bit static at the moment from both sides as we close in on half-time here in this women's varsity. Nunez Mulder again. Are they going to ship it this time? Charlton looks up, and it was Suggett who couldn't quite connect with it. Byrne. Mark's just playing a little bit there of scrum half. Round the ankles there, and I said that that prop could kick, and she's done it straight away. Taken cleanly there by Middleton.
Tackle only.
Byrne and Middleton there, I think, was the targeted player, but she wasn't looking up at the time. She was trying to get back into position. That's out.
Thank you, 5.
Cambridge have so much possession, they just haven't been able to do anything with it so far. This Oxford defence has been incredibly impressive.
Yeah, and because Cambridge don't trust their kicking skills, they're not able to play for territory, and so not able to play all this rugby in the right half of the pitch.
Thank you.
Hanson places it back, and again, it's kept tight in the forwards by the Cambridge players. Charlton does connect this time again with Suggett. Interesting body position to lay that ball back. It's still backwards though. Middleton to Charlton. And there's the pass away. Is this the opportunity? Farrant.
Tackle only.
Perhaps on a little earlier than she thought. A bit more game time at Twickenham.
Tackle.
Probert, and a good turnover here by Oxford. They just need to hold on to it. Out to this near side, and the tiptoes there denying Millie Rose a couple more yards.
Yeah, just a little bit of inexperience from Oxford there, moving it into the wing area when there really wasn't the space to do it. So all you're doing there, running off the pitch, is giving the ball away to the opposition. but there was a beautiful little pass out of the back by Van Heerden in that passage of play. She's done some really quite impressive flashes in this game.
Nice clean line out then by Cambridge. And Marks just shuffling sideways there, waiting for the pass to come away through Suggett. It's Marks again.
Sorry.
Just hearing the miscommunication between the players, and Middleton
Tackle's
again.
wrong.
She just
Ball's
avoids
available.
that first tackle almost every time. Great counter-ruck here by Oxford, but referee says no.
Too many bodies here. Scrum white, scrum in possession. White in possession.
Too many bodies. Give it to the team in possession. So scrum to Cambridge, but scrum to Cambridge again, really not far out of their own 22. They have to sort out this territory issue if they want to get themselves back into this game.
Ladies, of the half.
We just said there from referee Hodnett, this will be the last play.
Ladies, we must make sure we stay level and drive straight. Sarah is watching you. Thank you.
You just heard there that Sarah is watching. It's Sarah Cox, who's the far side assistant referee, who is one of our most senior female officials now in not just the UK, but in the world now. She went off to the Olympic Games where she was involved in the sevens in Rio. So this is the last throw of the dice before the half-time whistle. What can Cambridge do with it? Charlton manages to find Farrant. She's tracked down.
Turnover is good.
Strong turnover there by Bean. Oxford are already leading here, but it's been gone forward, and that will be half-time. Oxford lead then in the 30th women's varsity match, still with 40 minutes to play, but it's 3-0 to them. As both teams, we're not expecting them to go down the tunnel. They're just going to have a little bit of a gathering on the field. Alongside us here for this commentary is former Oxford Blue, Sue Day. What have you made of the half so far, Sue?
I think if we're honest going into this game, we knew that Oxford's results had improved significantly this season, but the 52-0 gap last year, I think we all thought was too big a bridge to cross for Oxford. So the first observation is simply that this has been a really tight game, a real contest between the two teams. Oxford completely up there with Cambridge. The other thing, of course, is Cambridge have had huge amounts of possession, but possession is rarely any good to you if it's all in your defensive half of the pitch. They have to solve that conundrum, Cambridge.
Well, there's Gary Street just having a word with his team, and as we said, they will be delighted with this performance after what happened last season and the fact they met 6 weeks ago, and Cambridge at this point were well ahead. I think they were 10-0 up at half-time in that last fixture that Cambridge went on to win 22-0. Meanwhile, from the Cambridge side of things, they have had so much ball, so much possession. I think we've seen them down in the 22 just once.
Yeah, and you can't score point. Well, with Alice Middleton on the team, perhaps you can score points from that deep, but they're not creating the space for her to run into. I think it's a big deal for Oxford that they've got Bliss and Wilcock, both experienced players at half-back, versus Cambridge with Burnham Marks. They're less experienced and a bit more disruption compared to earlier in the season.
Well, you called it exactly, Sue, that a lot of this match has been a tale of two fullbacks, really. Both Sophie Trott of Oxford and Alice Middleton of Cambridge have been the real influences.
Yeah, they have. Here goes Alice Middleton now. Anytime she gets a little bit of space, she always makes it count. She tried to turn Sophie Trott inside out there, but Sophie Trott just about equal to it. And then Oxford off the base of, well, off that scrummage, you know, it's been such a solid base for them, hasn't it? And so Sophie Trott's able to pick her line, hit the line at pace, and made a good, what, half a pitch distance there.
Well, Sophie Trott, as we said, she played a little bit of touch when she was at school, and sometimes it's just those extra years of those basic skills which you can tell the difference.
Yeah, so a couple of things. First of all, she plays with her head up. She's got the vision to see where the space is. And then second, the timing of that pass there to Afia Bunting, pulled in two defenders and put Bunting into space. So yeah, Sophie Trott has been pretty impressive.
Well, both these sides will just take a few more minutes to take on just a little bit more fluid and get the instructions from their respective coaches. Of course, if you are watching this and you haven't played rugby yourself, but you fancy having a go, it doesn't matter if you're a boy or a girl, a man or a woman, do go onto the England Rugby website where there is a club finder. All you have to do is put in the nearest biggest town or put in your nearest postcode, and then they'll tell you where the nearest club is that you can go and turn out for. Of course, I'm sure anyone in a sort of West London area, so you'd point them in the direction of Wasps, wouldn't you?
I absolutely would, yeah. Wasps Rugby Club, Acton. Get along there, play some rugby.
You still put your boots on occasionally, don't you, see?
Once a year maximum, and it tends to hurt more and more every time I do.
I don't blame you. If I don my boots, it tends to be now with a whistle in hand. It seems to be a slightly safer place to be for the time being, of course. And if you want to watch more top-level women's action, don't forget the Six Nations is coming up. If you haven't watched any of the women's Six Nations, it does run concurrently with the men's tournament. So if you know that the England men say they're playing Scotland that weekend, that means that the same weekend the England women will be playing Scotland as well. It's not always at the same venue, so it's worth keeping an eye again on all the different countries' websites to find out where they're turning out, and it is worth going along and having a watch. And it's a big year for women's rugby 2017 because it's a World Cup year. You might remember I said earlier that, of course, England's women won the World Cup back in 2014, but it's a 3-year turnaround. And that means that we're going to have a World Cup in Ireland next year, 2017. England looking to defend their title. And we do know their full pool now is going to be Italy, the USA, England and Spain. We don't know the full lineups of the other two pools because they're actually going to be playing in a tournament that starts this weekend, actually, between Fiji, Hong Kong and Japan. And that's going to run over the next week to decide those last two places. Yeah, it certainly is. England will be pretty happy with that pool draw. We don't know the whole of the rest of the pools, but we do know, for example, that Canada and New Zealand have been thrown together in the same pool, which is a tough call for both those teams. I think New Zealand at the moment ranked #1 in the world, Canada #3, so those will be huge games. So World Cup on the horizon in 2017, but who is going to win the Women's Varsity
Captain.
2016?
Thank you very much.
Oxford then, with their 3-point lead, will be looking to receive the ball in this second half as Claire Hodnett sends Cambridge underway.
Play on.
And that looks like it was all backwards, so play continues through Sophie Bean.
Play on. Turnover is good.
And straight away, Cambridge off and flying. Withers, again, sometimes not a player that we've seen a lot on the ball, but it's the work she's doing off the ball that's all counting at the moment. Well, a strong run there by the replacement Farrant.
Tackle only.
Nunez Mulder,
Rock!
known to her teammates as LNM. Get those in the right order, you have to say them a bit carefully. Nice little whip round the corner there by Byrne.
Rock.
Elgar. Is it Girton College? Byrne to Marks, happy to feed once again, and it's all very tight again here by Cambridge. They're still not looking to use that width.
Sorry.
Probert.
First.
Strong turnover by Oxford. Can they hold on to the ball? And Bliss decides to clear up the park. That's a lovely clearance kick by Carly Bliss. She was captain last year. And that has made good ground there, although it will be a Cambridge footing. Yeah, excellent decision from Carly Bliss. You see she's got time and space to put the kick in, makes the clearance, critically make sure it doesn't go down the throat of Alice Middleton, because that's the last thing you want to do, clear straight to the best attacking player on the opposition. But what it's done, yes, it's Cambridge ball, but Cambridge again attacking now from their own half.
We're playing. Let's go.
Well, Claire Hodnett encouraging Cambridge to play the ball, even though their fly half Kate Marks is receiving treatment on the far side of the field.
Play on.
Weckman. Byrne again. Eventually Marks does manage to join the fray. There she is.
Scrum advantage.
Opportunity. Rogers takes it on.
Scrum advantage over.
Out to the far side, Rose. And here comes Trott. Trott's still going. Trott's still going. Eventually she's taken down. It's full-back on full-back, and we are enjoying the 15 contest.
This tailored two fullbacks just continues. You could see Alice Middleton had Sophie Trott lined up. There was really nowhere for Sophie Trott to go. Big smile on her face there. First of all, this pass puts her into space, then she pins her ears back. But Alice Middleton, the angle that she's got on Sophie Trott here, there is only one way that was going to finish. Smashes her off the park, but that's a brilliant contact between two very, very good players at full pace.
Well, we'll have to see if this contest continues for a while, and I like that Sophie Trott is looking up there at the big screen. She knows she's on it at the moment with a big smile, going, yeah, fair play, that was a great tackle.
Yeah, you got to smile about those. You're saying, yeah, it's a good tackle, it didn't hurt at all.
Well, this is the first time we've seen Oxford quite this deep then into Cambridge territory, although it is Cambridge ball and it's loose on the floor and it's advantage to Cambridge. Robinson.
Scrum advantage over.
Bliss again. Good distribution there by the 9. Oh, unable to connect there. It looked like an opportunity.
Knock on, thank you, Sarah.
For Oxford, but it will be a restart.
Okay, thank you. White
just
10
took
replacement,
her eyes
please.
off the
White
ball.
10.
Then Sophie Trott was lurking outside Helena
that's what
Copley,
I'm
looking very, very ominous for Cambridge, but the ball just went to ground.
So it's a
well,
white
Kate Marks, the Cambridge fly
Sarah.
half, is having to come off. She's picked up an arm injury there. She's also a member of the RFU Youth Council, so she's an influencer, you have to say, in the rugby world, but she's replaced then by Sophie Evans.
You could also see her saying to the coach, I'm fine, as she came off. She was desperate not to come off the pitch, but once the coach has made the call, that's the call made. You've got to get on with it.
Byrne then gets the ball away, and Charlton has just stepped one position inside there. What a one-handed pass there to Farrant. It was Middleton that gave her the ball, and Trott is waiting. There's a big hit. Manages to stop the flow. What a one-handed pass, though, from Middleton to Farrant. And it's gone forward there at the breakdown.
Yeah, they're combining well, those two, since she came on, aren't they? Alice Middleton and Sophie Farrant. She just manages to free the ball up to get the offload in, and then Farrant pinning her ears back. But Sophie Trott, it's a tailored two fullbacks again.
Ladies,
perfect hit, wasn't it? She kept on her toes, got her shoulder into the tackle.
Thank you.
And in the end, Cambridge, I think, knocked the ball on.
Crouch. Bind.
Well, still no one has quite looked like scoring a try just yet in this clash. Of course, we had a men's varsity last year where there were no tries at all from either side. We'll be about to see the same for the women. Again, Elmarie Van Heeren, the South African. Since she's been over here studying, she's loved her rugby. When she was living in South Africa, her parents didn't want her to play, so she took the opportunity as soon as she came over here to start. Charlton. Finally hands on the ball here for Sophie Evans. She gets the ball away, and Middleton was waiting for it. She's under big pressure, Evans, to get that ball away, and again Middleton continues. Burns and Nunez Mulder's got good support in there from the forwards.
Rock. Scrum advantage.
A little bit of a juggled ball there by Probert, and Oxford managed to win the pill back.
Scrum advantage over.
Have a lovely box kick there, but a bit too casual. Wasn't quite looking up at where Middleton was. Went straight down her throat, and she runs it straight back into the melee.
Gone back.
Ooh. Big hit landing on top of Charlton there. Teammate just saying hello. It's interesting. Suggett often runs the ball back inside when there are numbers outside her.
Ball's available. Release on the floor, Blue!
There's big calls coming in from referee Hodnett here, and Oxford have it. Robinson.
Rock.
Bliss sends it to Asher Loken. She manages to pop off the ball again.
Rock. No hands.
Rose.
Stay on your feet, White.
It's getting a little bit messy, but Oxford have it.
12 release. Thank you. Great stuff. Rock.
Carly Bliss's body position there at scrum half. It's pretty textbook, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. A lot of experience
Ruck.
there at the back of the ruck for Oxford. That's for sure.
Trot once again. Is she going to try and run round? She went back where the support was. That was backwards, though. Helly Copley just doing a little bit of tidying.
5 roll.
There's the blast.
5 White roll.
And you do feel perhaps that referee Claire Hodnett might just start tightening things up a little bit as we get deeper into this second half.
Yeah, she's been trying to play advantage at the breakdown, quite rightly, especially when the team in possession
You're on it there.
has the advantage. But both teams, I think, getting tempted to put their hands in a little bit too much now, so just needs to clean things up a little.
So this will be an Oxford throw-in.
Ladies, this is your mark. That's you.
As we finally see Patricia Metcalf-Jones
playing
stepping
on.
up to get this one
We
in.
are playing on.
And instructions there that play will
Exactly
continue.
the same as down that end.
She's not interested at all, referee Hodnett, in downtime, especially when it does look like a player's actually just taking on a bit of water.
Yeah, very clear, matter-of-fact instructions from Claire Hodnett. You're under no doubt what's required as a player, which is great.
It's
that
gone
did look
forward
like he'd gone
first off
slightly
blue in the
forward
line,
there.
scrum White. Yep. Guys,
Looks like
replacement
we
please, number 21
We'll be having
White
another
off.
change here. Now this is
21
interesting.
White.
Kate Marks is coming back on for Cambridge.
Just came forward
So
off a blue
Sophie
hand in the
Evans
line,
has
scrum
come
White.
off. I'm not sure if it was a blood injury that Kate Marks went off for.
Crouch.
If there is anyone down in the tunnel, they might be able to
Bind.
investigate for us.
Set.
But Kate Marks is back on. We are, of course, playing Bucks rules here, British universities. Byrne. We're being told from the tunnel it was just
Stay
an
there, Free.
interchange,
Stay.
so it wasn't a full replacement. So Marks can come back onto the field. There is Marks to Charlton. Out to the far side. Middleton still looking for that extra pass. Farrant again, they've been teaming up well. And the touchline beckons for Farrant.
In touch.
And again, that Oxford defence is strong.
Yeah, Cambridge trying to move the ball into space, but just taking a little
Time
bit
off,
too long
please.
for it to get
Number
there. So
1 is down,
Oxford
and I
able
require her for the
to
line out.
shepherd them
Time is
across
off.
the pitch. Neither team really settled at the line out, though, have they, so far
okay?
in this game?
Okay, time back on. Time
Alice
back on.
Elgar is good
Okay,
to
girls,
play
line
on.
out, please.
Gary Street still getting his
White, your
instructions
mark is at the
on.
end of the line.
Of course,
White.
he's not the only
That's your mark,
Oxford
thank
coach.
you.
He's got Ali Mortimer with him as well. He also works
in,
with
so get them all in,
Oakley
please.
Cox.
5.
And I
Okay,
understand,
you've got
although
time to
Anna
drop. One of you
Bidgood, of
drop,
course,
thank you.
wanted to play in this varsity match since her injury. She did her ACL. She's been helping out
Ball.
with a bit of the coaching as well.
So that- in 5, line out over.
Great experience for her, and also a great way to keep
Use it
involved in
once.
such an important match.
5 White is legal and through the middle.
Nice
Off
little
her
kick on
face,
right
no
into the
knock
face
on.
there of Wetman, but she brushed that one off, and it's an Oxford ball.
6 White release, no hands, 4, move, 4. Stop,
Nice clearance
stop,
there by
stop.
Wilcock.
Thank you.
And Farrant there, just let it come off her fingertips there. She's annoyed with herself. Again, it's actually her knee that's
go,
actually
guys.
gone against her there.
Ladies, if you're in front of the person who kicks, you must stop until you're played
Yeah, it was
onside.
lucky for
Thank you for
Oxford, because
listening.
to kick the ball down the throat of such a strong attacking player, that could have ended far worse for Oxford than it did. As it is, they've got to got a scrummage. The kicks work for them again.
Go steady, please. Just stand up until I call you into the crouch
It's been
position.
very strong and clear instruction by referee Claire Hodnett throughout this whole fixture. We have to give her credit. A lot of these women, they haven't been playing for as long as other more established teams up and down the country, and it's good instruction that you need at this level, and it will help enormously as Wilcock just tries to go on a little bit of a sideways run. Eventually she's tracked down by Cambridge.
You've lost.
Bliss manages to find Metcalfe-Jones. Oh, great little trundle there by Metcalfe-Jones. Very enjoyable to watch.
Not held.
South African Van Heerenen again. Again, Metcalfe-Jones. She's had a busy afternoon. She's got support in there by Cecilia Pecker.
Onside.
Jennifer Smith now. There's a real struggle going on for dominance of that ball. Oxford do still have it though. This has been a good passage of play for them.
Rock. Ball is out.
Loose. Copley. Happy to run along with 2 or 3 players hanging off her.
Scrum advantage.
There. Not quite
it's come
the scrum half performance that she wanted when she stepped in.
Scrum.
We centres are not always the best scrum half replacements at the breakdown, it's fair to say. Better using our skills out wide, cutting lines, but it's worked out okay for Oxford. Oxford ball at the scrummage, just getting a little bit scrappy, isn't it? As you said earlier on in the game, both teams just bunching up a little bit too much, getting a little bit too flat, not giving themselves quite enough space.
Have you got blood?
Well, we've got a Carly Bliss who's just receiving a little bit of treatment for Oxford at the moment. Just a little bit of positive news I can give you for anyone who is following Cambridge's fortunes. They lost Mary Coleman in the first half to a knee injury. She is down in the technical area at the moment and she's actually stood up. She doesn't seem to be in too much pain or anything, so that is a good sign for Cambridge going forward, as Carly Bliss just received a little bit of treatment there. I think she had a bit of a bloody nose, but I think it's going to take an awful lot to stop her and get her off the park.
Yeah, she's been very, very influential for Oxford. Her experience really counting, and I think it was in the course of doing a brilliant kick and pass in one movement that she just took a little bit of a knock to her nose. But yes, very influential for Oxford today.
There's Mary Coleman with that big smile on her face. I'm all right. I think she knows she's on the big screen. I'd say if mum and dad are watching at home, she's okay, but I'm pretty confident, and I spoke to most of the squads yesterday, all their families are here in the crowd.
Yeah, I think they'll be watching, they might be seeing her on the big screen, but definitely not on the TV screen at home.
Big shove coming in there. What a shove by Cambridge. Carly Bliss had to roll the ball, but it was happy by referee that it was backwards. Ashley Locum, this is what she's all about, the big, powerful running.
Rock! No hands.
Wilcock. Can they keep shipping this one along?
Rock.
Real tricky body position there again for Oxford, but they've held on to it.
Tackle.
It is a very misty rain that we're now having coming across the park here at Twickenham, as Ashley Locum does get that ball away to Trot. Farrant is there.
Release tackler!
She's placed the ball back there. Again, it's good rucking by Cambridge, but Oxford just securing it. Smith. And here and there, desperate to get the ball away. It does go backwards. Pearce. Or Metcalfe-Jones. And it'll be interesting to see how this very slight dusting of misty rain affects play for both sides, because it's going to get very greasy out there very quickly. Smith again, the experimental psychology student from St John's. Experimental psychology.
Rock.
I hate to think.
Take 'em back.
Still going backwards here, and possibly a sensible decision comes in the end by the Oxford captain, Catherine Wilcock. There was nothing coming there. She's cleared it away and just allowing the team to reset themselves.
Yeah, Oxford not making any ground. Definitely a sensible decision to kick. The reason they're not making any ground is that they're just not getting deep enough and wide enough. But for me, it's the depth that's more important. They're ending up drifting sideways across the pitch, which just makes it easy for the defence to follow them across.
So we've still only had one score so far in this game. It was a penalty kick for Oxford by their captain, Catherine Wilcock. And we still haven't really seen yet a big sniff of a try from either side. Wilcock manages to pop the ball off. It's all backwards though. Jennifer Smith. Bliss again. Ashley Loken, sensible to leave that one. Nice hack on there by Sophie Trott. Can she gather? She then decides to kick it on again. Manages to bounce the ball off the fellow fullback, Middleton. It's still Oxford ball though. This time Robson. And that's been lost forward.
No advantage.
I have to say, the Oxford kicking game, it's not just getting them out of trouble, it is gaining them ground when they're brave enough to use it.
Yeah, it was the right decision from Trott, certainly the first kick, wasn't it, to hack it through. Just, again, just the errors that letting both teams down just at the last minute. But it's the kicking game that's been the difference mostly, isn't it? It's enabled Oxford to play in the right parts of the pitch more often than Cambridge, who just get pinned back.
Nice pick up there by Pratt. And I have to say, Ashley Loken's done quite well there by controlling Jess Charlton throughout this fixture. Jess Charlton does actually like a nice run straight down the middle, and it has been the Oxford centres who've had to control a lot of that. Middleton down the line, Farrant now. It's all a little bit backwards here from Cambridge.
Some advantage. One release.
Busy work there by the Oxford loosehead, Jennifer Smith.
Coming, knock on by 5.
And they'll go back for the first knock-on that came in. Cambridge will have the ball inside of their own half, and just slowly picking herself off the floor there is Molly Byrne.
Of course you can.
Done a lot of passing between those two ever since Farrant came on.
Yeah, they're a pretty potent combination, which is what really surprised me. The last scrummage that Cambridge had, there was a huge open blindside. Alice Middleton lurking there with Farrant, and they brought the ball open instead. Really seemed like there was a huge opportunity for Cambridge to go the other way.
Big shove coming in there by Cambridge to win their own ball. Oh, that one, if they'd have come off the training park, it would have been beautiful. But it hasn't connected. And as we said, you probably can't quite see it on the screens here. There is a very light, misty rain. It is slightly clearing, but it has made things just that little bit more damp and harder for these moves to be executed.
Yes, but Cambridge starting to look dangerous off the scrummage now, aren't they? It's a lovely line from Alice Middleton. It was the accuracy of the pass that let Cambridge down in the end. I think the pass from Jess Charlton. But the Cambridge scrum was so solid then, wasn't it? It was such a good platform to attack off, and that is ominous for Oxford and a really good sign for Cambridge.
You did see a little flash on your screen there of Lara Gibson, the Cambridge 11. She scored 2 tries in their last clash between the two.
Stand up, please.
She hasn't perhaps had as much of the ball as perhaps she'd like this afternoon.
That position, if you're not safe, don't come down into the crouch position. OK, ladies, thank you.
As we said, this is the 30th women's varsity match, and if you're wondering who is leading between the two sides, Oxford have 18 wins so far. Cambridge have 11. This is all since '88. So it's a chance for Cambridge to further close the gap, or for Oxford to increase it. Again, a big shove, and the penalty's gone the way of Cambridge.
Back into the scrum. 9 blue.
Yeah, this change in the dynamic at the scrummage could be hugely meaningful for this game. When a team starts to get on top in the scrum, they generally start to get on top in the game as a whole.
Big push coming there from Oxford. But it's still Cambridge who hold on to it. Elgar again, winning her 2nd blue today. Suggett.
Tackle.
Marks gets it down the line, finds Nunez Mulder.
Tackle only.
Switch back inside of direction there. Weckman just taking control of proceedings. And you have to say, Sue, you can tell there's some tired bodies out there at the moment.
The ball has been in play so much, hasn't it?
Alice Middleton there, just trying to get the handoff, unable to, as it approaches the halfway line. Referee Hodnett there saying, yep, ball's out, play on, come on. Well, you heard there, the referee said 1 blue no. The hand was there straight away. And it's a strong penalty platform here for Cambridge. They're running it straight away. Oh, that looked a little bit high.
Advantage, high tackle.
And yes, referee seen it straight away. I think the player was Weckman. Sorry, it was Weckman. She's okay.
Sarah, get the mark for me, please. Rock.
Yeah, and the Oxford defence there looked tired. It was the waiting for the Cambridge players to run at them, weren't they?
Big thump there by Princess Ashilokan on Middleton, but we'll come back for that high tackle penalty. And interesting what Cambridge could do here. They do have players that can kick, and if they just came down the near side, they could set up a nice platform at the line out, but we just haven't seen any evidence of them doing anything like that yet.
No evidence of them kicking whatsoever. I think they might here, and the other option, of course, would be to take a scrummage, given the scrummage has got so dominant.
Well, there we go. They finally do decide to set up that platform, and a little bit of a worry there is Middleton down on the ground. She took a big thump there from Princess Ashilokan. She's going to be okay. She's going to play on. It was great there. She took not just woman, but the ball as well. Great technique.
Very, very good hit from her on Cambridge's best attacking player. What have Cambridge got at this line out? Obviously no inside centre for starters, because she's throwing in.
Is this the opportunity then for Cambridge? Is this their platform to score their try? Oh, they've already dropped the ball backwards. They're going to have to use the backs if they're going to do anything here. Marks is going to kick through. Collected in the end by Trott. Marks is chasing her, but there's space on the far side. Can Trott see it? Trott needs more support. She's stepped back inside. She's given it to Ashilokan. Ashilokan tries to continue the move out to the far side. They're too far out. They need to keep this going. Wilcock is there as well. I do just wonder perhaps if Trott had just put on the gas there, if she could have made it. What we do know, though, is that opportunity for Cambridge has gone begging. It's an Oxford ball.
By release.
Bliss looks up. Wilcock. Copley. Ashilokan. Ball is all back, though. Copley. Copley's still going. Bliss looks up. Trott there almost runs herself inside and out.
She's a tackle.
Down the line it goes. Odgers there, just getting the little pass away. Here comes the box kick from Bliss, and who is waiting for it? None other than Middleton. And she's still going. Support does arrive.
Tackles move. Rock, no
Charlton.
hands.
Byrne just trying to find options on either side. Opts for Weckman in the end. Probert. Still Probert.
Ruck.
Withers. And Suggett again. Is this the opportunity? Suggett is still going into one-on-one. Suggett is eventually taken down by Trott. She couldn't get the step away. They need to move this quickly. They're taking it back inside. Middleton then knocks it on. And it's not going to come. That was as close as Cambridge were ever going to get in this match, and it will be a scrum for Oxford.
What a line from Laura Suggett, first of all. Just steps inside, doesn't she? She looks up, sees the defence isn't at home, a little step off both feet, but then Sophie Trott, the saviour for Oxford again at the back. Brilliant work from her, great tackle. Was that the moment?
And Laura Suggett, 22 years old, studying criminology at St Edmunds.
Guys, 13
this is her second blue. She was actually born in Surrey, so she's not too far from home. Let's watch this one more time. She's run that line all afternoon, and this time it really came off.
Yeah, and when you're running that close to the forward pack as an outside back, you're looking up and trying to pick off a prop or a second row, somebody who hasn't quite got the same footwork as you. That's exactly what Laura Suggett did, but she just wasn't able to get out one last piece of footwork to round Sophie Trott. But Cambridge have really come into this game, haven't they, in the latter part of this half. It's all Cambridge at the moment, all Oxford defence, all in the Cambridge attacking half of the pitch.
Both sides still looking remarkably calm out there at the moment. There is the Cambridge coaching team.
Okay.
Jack Baird just
Ladies,
looking on.
Water off, please. Water off.
So there's still 15 minutes to play here in the women's varsity, and Sue, your guess is as good as mine as who's actually going to take this, because it will just take one little moment, one little magic touch, and that could be the decider.
Yeah, it's a really close, it's a great matchup between these two teams. This scrummage, vital. Cambridge have really got the upper hand, haven't they, in the last few minutes, or the last 10, 15 minutes at scrummage, and Oxford really need to clear their lines.
Who'd have thought that one penalty, perhaps in the first half, could be the difference. Bean. Oh, well stolen. Great stuff for Cambridge. And again, they keep it tight again. There were numbers out there. Pearce took it nice and close to the forwards. I do just wonder if it had been stretched there. This time it's going away. Charlton gets the ball away. Marks looks up. Suggett looks up as well. Middleton is there. They need that last pass away. Farrant now. Farrant, can she make it? Can she back herself? Farrant's still going. Oh, Sophie Trott, take a bow. I think she might have injured herself in the process of taking Farrant out. What a hit, what a try-saving tackle.
Another excellent hit from Sophie Trott. I think she's winded herself rather than anything. You can see her pointing there saying, I'm a bit winded. So I doubt that this is an injury that's going to stop her game. But what a hit that was from her.
Ladies, I'm being told that they want to replace number 15, who is off the pitch. Time is not off, get the water off.
Well, there we go. Been told off there for bringing the water on.
She's not? Okay, all right.
The clock is still ticking.
We're playing on. Ladies,
and you might have heard a bit of a cheer go up around the crowd there as they've just seen the replay on the big screen. Let's watch it one more time.
Let's go.
It's the timing. As fullback, you're just careering across the pitch, sprinting to get there, and if you get your timing right, much like Alice Middleton did at the other end of the pitch earlier, what a hit. Huge line out now for Oxford. Can they secure this ball?
Big moment there. No, it's been tapped back down on the Cambridge side.
Rock! No hands!
Byrne, here is the opportunity. Marks then gets it away. Charlton, Suggett again. Still going forward, this time through Charlton. Now it's Middleton.
Tackle move.
Good work there as Robson involved in taking down the Cambridge captain. It's a bit messy, but they don't mind. Oh, is this the opportunity? It's Pearce.
Tackle move.
There was a gap there, it was quickly closed. Marks again, this time Charlton, there are numbers there. Withers still going forward, they need to hold that up, that's definitely over.
Held up, scrum.
Good, clear decision by the referee, they'll come back for the scrum.
Held up, brilliant defence but Oxford, but it's all Cambridge, isn't it? Wave after wave, pressure after pressure, and it's Cambridge It's Cambridge who've had the dominant scrum, and it's Cambridge who've got the 5-metre scrum from the line. Oxford defence did brilliantly there to hold up Chloe Withers.
It could all be about fitness now as well. You have to say, some of the women out there, they are looking tired. Who wants it more? Still 10 minutes to play. Can Oxford hold on to this small lead? Can they hold out this Cambridge onslaught? Ball is out. Byrne looks up, finds Marks. Charlton there. Referee has not said it's gone forwards. She's playing on. Marks again to Charlton, out to the far side to Middleton. She's got Farrant outside her. Does she use the pass? She doesn't.
10 move.
Could Farrant have made it? Marks has to keep it tight, wait for the forward support to come. Pratt. That's messy. It was a maul that was called, and that will be an Oxford ball.
Oh, it's getting exciting now, isn't it? The crowd you can hear getting behind both teams. The Cambridge game plan at the moment seems to be create a solid platform and get the ball to Alice Middleton. It's a potent combination though, Middleton and Farrant when they play together. At the moment, I think Middleton just tempted to try and do it herself. What have Oxford got at this scrummage? Can they repel the waves of Cambridge attack?
I do also just wonder if that last passage of play, if Middleton had just got that pass off. There's a few little moments like that I think if Cambridge don't come away with the spoils, they might just haunt them. Ball has come away cleanly, still flying away. This is good from Oxford. Nice work by Rose. And we have lost also the scrum half for Cambridge. They tried to clear the ball away there. It's been knocked on by Cambridge, so we'll restart with the Oxford scrum, but there's a bit of treatment going on to Molly Byrne at the moment, who's down injured on the far side. And remember, of course, Cambridge, when they started the day, we thought Lydia Thorne was going to be playing 9 for them. But she picked up a pretty nasty ankle injury when they last turned out against Exeter, and she wasn't declared fit this morning. So Byrne had to move from the back row into scrum half. And if they lose her as well, I think someone might be learning scrum half quite quickly.
Yeah, they absolutely don't want to lose her. It doesn't look like they're going to. It's the it's the classic rugby injury. Plug the nose up, get on with the game. You've only got to last another 8 minutes or so.
Time back on. Knock on.
We've
by
all been
white,
there.
scrum blue.
Molly Byrne is now fashioning the plug stoppers, we'll call them for now.
Please.
They always at the best on the telly, and in the post-match pictures, it's just what you want.
Set.
It's all glamour, this game. So Oxford have managed to get themselves out of a real bit of hot bother, although this is a big scrum. Somehow Carly Bliss eventually got it, but that is a strong penalty pulled down there. And Molly Byrne is desperately trying to go and get that ball. What a scrum.
Yeah, Oxford not getting the quick hook, which is what they really need. And interesting, not choosing to go Cambridge for the points there.
Interesting that they could have gone for a line-out as well, but there's a little bit of white line fever, you feel, for Cambridge here. They're getting frustrated, and Cambridge have won back the ball straight away.
Tackle release.
Odgers.
Scrum advantage is over.
Trott. She's dancing down the whitewash, and it comes out on this near side. And it's been taken quickly here by Cambridge.
It's been touched. I'm afraid you can't go quickly. Line out here. That's your mark.
What a decision from Cambridge. Not to go for the points to post, not to go for the line out, catch and drive, but to run it. Huge decision there with 7 minutes to go to try and get themselves level. Maybe it's simply because they're trying to go for the win.
They do manage to find their women, as Marks just has to double check herself, but still holds on to it. Suggett.
Scrum advantage.
Gibson there. 2 wingers unable to telepathically link up with each other.
More. Still scrum advantage.
And it's very clear that that is a maul, so Oxford just have a little bit of tidying there.
From the knock-on by White. Ball not coming out, scrum blue.
There you go. It was the original knock-on that we were playing advantage for, so it is going to be a scrum then to Oxford. More conversations going on there for Jack Baird.
Crouch. Bind.
Not long left then.
Set.
And huge scrummage for Oxford after the last one, where the penalty was given. Much more solid base this time.
Trott then. Oh, it was a lovely pass away there by Trott, but it was forwards.
Yeah, it was very, very clear forward pass. Great decision, poor execution. Ball definitely went forward.
And it looks like we're going to have a late change here also for Cambridge. Coming off the field of play is Gabriella Johansson, and coming on is Katarina Sanchez-Schilling, the American student.
And exactly what Oxford wouldn't want to see at this point. They're already creaking at the scrummage to bring fresh legs on as well. Cambridge will be thinking, right, what is our absolute best backline move that we can run off this scrummage? And I expect they're going to try and get the ball to Alice Middleton.
5 minutes left then in the women's varsity. Just 3 points in it. Great tackle coming in there by Ashley Loken. She's put in quite a few of them so far today.
Yeah, she's been immense for Oxford in defence, hasn't she?
Hacked on by Oxford. Middleton collects. And one thing you can't deny, whatever happens from this Oxford performance, the defence has held so far. It's been very impressive. Big hits keep raining in on the Cambridge players. There's the handoff by, still going, still flying away as Lara Gibson. Big hit again by Sophie Trott. On to the 22. Time running out for Cambridge. What can they do here? That was Pratt. And Oxford think they have it. And they do. Not the best box kick that Carly Bliss has ever got away with, but it's still out of play. And look at Carly Bliss. She's trying to do that thing where you disguise that you're slightly winded by pulling her socks up.
Yeah, that didn't hurt at all. It's all Cambridge though, isn't it, at the moment?
Still smiling, Sophie Trott.
Time off.
Still happily looking around, enjoying the experience. Who's going to enjoy that experience a little bit more in the next 3 minutes?
Replacement,
well,
please,
Sophie Evans is going to be coming on then. And it looks like that is the end of Kate Marks' day. So Kate Marks makes her way off the field of play. So this is now a permanent replacement. And Sophie Evans is on.
10 metres, please.
So Jess Charlton gets the ball in. Comes away. It's going to be coming through this time, flying away. Round the corner they go again.
Blue tacklers release! Rock. Blue tackler release.
3 minutes left. Still Cambridge ball. Byrne looks up. Oh, knock on at the worst of opportunities by Suggett.
No hands!
I think the referee's deemed that's gone backwards, but it's an Oxford ball. Jennifer Smith's going to try and go route one.
Use it!
That is out.
You can hear the referee shouting really clearly, use it, can't you?
Bliss to Wilcock.
Scrum advantage.
Is that a knock on again? Yes, it is. Just saw the hands go up onto the head there of Catherine Wilcock, the Oxford captain, saying no, not again, not again. Less than 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, it's the inexperience. There's no point taking chances there. Just take the ball in, recycle it. This is a huge attacking opportunity for Cambridge. A really solid scrummage. Alice Middleton lurking, ready to pounce. Are Oxford equal to, or can Cambridge produce one last piece of attacking flair.
Time is against Cambridge. Oxford just need to let this defensive line hold. Byrne just appealing there to the players to get out of the way. I can't see is what she's saying. Charlton loses the ball. It's been hacked on though by Middleton. Here's a little foot chase. Sophie Trott gathers. She needs to get it away, and she does. She gets the clearance. It will be a Cambridge pit-in, but this is likely to be the last passage of play.
That was excellent, excellent play from Sophie Trott. The calmness with which she did that. Players bearing down on her. You're so in two minds. Do I wait for the ball to come over the line so I can touch it down? Do I pick it up? She did brilliantly there.
And as we wait for this line out, Sue, your player of the match for the women's varsity?
Yeah, there's been a few standout players, but the player who was just on the ball there, Sophie Trott, she's been so calm and collected. She's kept Oxford in the game with all those tackles.
Sniped away down this near side. It's Charlton who's going. She's going to be hurled out as well. And there will be one more line out, but it will be an Oxford line out.
Yeah, Sophie Trott's kept Oxford in the game. She's been a great attacking threat, but even more important in defence. Other players who have stood out, of course, Alice Middleton for Cambridge. For Oxford, Carly Bliss has been absolutely crucial. Elmarie van Heerden absolutely outstanding in the pack, but Sophie Trott the standout.
It's loose on the floor. Carly Bliss has it. She needs to run it out of play. She does. Will they go for the line out, or will they say there's still time for it? Carly Bliss thought the clock had gone. Oh, they are going to play. We will have one more line out in this varsity match. Cambridge are throwing one last lifeline. Big moment. Tight at the front. Is this going to be the perfect maul? Byrne has it. She's going to get it away. Charlton again. The defence has to hold. A referee says no. She is saying it was not coming correctly. And Oxford have done it. They have won back the varsity trophy in the most incredible of circumstances. It was only a 3-point ball game, and Gary Street looks like he has tears in his eyes. He can't believe that they've done it. The first time they've taken the trophy now since 2014.
Gary Street's got tears in his eyes. I think every Oxford supporter does too. You can see what it means to those players. They lost this match last year by 52 points to 0. In the course of one season, they have turned that around. Now 3-0, that might not go down in the history books as the most exciting result ever, but what a game and what a result for Oxford.
Beautiful scenes. Look at that face. That is a happy coach. Giving a hug to Ali Heffer as well.
I tell you what, I don't think I saw a better celebration when Gary Street was the World Cup winning coach. This result means just as much to him. What he's done with this team to turn them around is really quite phenomenal.
And of course, remember, only 6 weeks ago, Cambridge ran out 22-0 winners against Oxford, but this was the big one. This was the varsity match that counted. And this was our player of the match, Sophie Trott, who put in so many big tackles to keep that Cambridge attack blocked out the whole afternoon.
Yeah, we're seeing some clips of her best attacking work today, and a great tackle from Alice Middleton. But the thing that really made the difference with these, the tackles, the last-ditch tackles, 2 or 3 of them, where Cambridge were absolutely in if it weren't for her hard work at the back, of the timing of her tackles, the technique of that tackle, getting her shoulder in, absolutely outstanding.
Oh, there's a... To be fair, Sophie Trott has been smiling all afternoon, so the fact she's smiling now is no different at all, but she's still enjoying herself out there. Even when she made that massive thumping tackle in the last 10 minutes of the match where it looked like she'd hurt herself, she was still smiling then. And it looks like we can head down and we can actually hear from her.
Yes, this is Sophie Trott, who's been presented with the Player of the Match award by the RFU president, Peter Baines. And Sophie, we just come in for a word. Just try and put into words the feelings here at the final whistle.
I don't think I can. That was so stressful at the end. I can't believe we managed to keep them out of the try box. It's just amazing.
And especially given that you had to overturn a 50-odd point defeat last year, I mean, just sum up how deep you had to dig in order to win today.
Everyone worked so hard, and I don't even know what to say.
And what's the plan now? Are you going to stick around and watch the men's game or start celebrating?
Yeah, definitely. Celebrate at the same time. But
Well, Sophie Trott, you are the player of the match. Many congratulations.
Thank you very much.
A woman, a few words there, Sophie Trott, but absolutely delighted. And as always, we see the respect in rugby between the two sides as they just clap each other through the tunnel there. And of course, Oxford will be presented with the Peggers Bunting Trophy. Just a word there on what this will mean to Oxford, Sue, after what was a little embarrassing with that 52-0 last year.
Yeah, as Sophie Trott said, for them it's almost impossible to put into words. Nobody really expects a team to turn around a 52-0 loss from the year before, but spare a thought for Cambridge. They went into this match at favourites. Every player on that Cambridge team desperately wanted to win as much as every player on that Oxford team too. There is nothing more disappointing than losing when everybody expected you to win. So spare a thought for them. They worked very, very hard, but what a victory for Oxford, an incredible turnaround in just the space of a year.
Well, of course, don't forget that coming up on BBC Two this afternoon, it will also be the men's varsity match. That kicks off at 2:30, the 135th men's varsity. But we still have a few matters to conclude here with the women's varsity as well, because there's still a trophy presentation to come. I don't know if Oxford are going to make their time up there quick enough. I think Cambridge will make their way up the famous steps first. Of course, both these sides, they play in the same university league at the moment. Cambridge are at the bottom of that league. They've struggled to get regular sides out. Of course, all these women very focused on their studies at their respective universities. They sometimes find it hard to get time off. Of course, the varsity match is treated as a little bit of an exception, as Cambridge go along the line there and they receive their consolation tankards. What was the varsity like in your day, Sue? Not quite like this, I imagine.
Not quite played in a situation like this. Not quite the splendour of Twickenham, but exactly the same in terms of emotion, exactly the same in terms of the way that it was the absolute focus of your season, exactly the same in terms of the effort that you put into it and how much it meant, which is why, you know, you can just see how much it means to these girls.
Well, finally, Oxford have made their way up onto the platform, and they're receiving their winners' tankards now. And they're being presented at the moment. As it comes away, still working their way down the line. There is one for everyone. Of course, the trophy will be last, which will be put into the hands of the Oxford captain, Catherine Wilcock. I don't think those smiles are going to be coming off those faces for a long time. And it was interesting, both these teams, they actually put themselves on alcohol bans in the build-up for this. And we know what a social side rugby can have at university, but they take this very seriously.
Yeah, we used to do that in our day as well. It was all part of the build-up to the varsity match, how you were concentrating, focusing so hard on that day to be the best that you could possibly be on that day, and that's what each one of these players has done, and just look how much it means to them. It is such a special feeling to be able to hold that varsity match trophy aloft.
Okay, well, they're still waiting. The big smile there of Cecilia Pecker at the front there. And there we go. Catherine Wilcock has presented the trophy by Peter Baines. And look what it means to Oxford to be holding it once again. It is a dark blue day for the women. They have had to watch Cambridge lift this trophy for the last 2 times. It is now all theirs. Cambridge will be hurting, but they will remember this feeling ahead of next year. And the tears are still flowing there. It's all over then in the women's varsity. Cambridge victorious, 3-0.
The players and Old Blues gathered for the match between Oxford and Cambridge.
It's a try, surely the wind is down.
After the interval, Oxford had the advantage.
The Dark Blues have been widely tipped as easy winners. It certainly didn't work out that way.
What a try! That was one of the greatest we've seen in the Varsity Match for years.